Is Arizona running out of water? If you've heard the news lately, probably going to tell you it is. Are people in Phoenix starting to panic? Are they worried about this? Comment down below if you're concerned about Arizona water or you've read an article recently about it or heard it on the news. Hi, my name is Michael Smith. Some people call me Smitty. I'm a real estate agent in the greater Phoenix area, Scottsdale and Paradise Valley. I recently attended a seminar put on by the city of Phoenix discussing their water, and I wanted to share it with you. They gave me some slides that I can share, so let's dig into the information right now. Stick around to the end of the video to find out if we're using more water or less water than we did over 10 years ago. So the first thing that people have to understand is Phoenix shares its water from the Colorado River with other states, and then they subdivide it even lower into the lower basin states, including Arizona, Nevada, and California. They recently signed an agreement that's good until 2026 on the water, and an agreement to reduce the amount of water that they're using. This agreement will be renewed in 2026, and the federal government will step in if they can't come into an agreement. So Max Wilson works for the city of Phoenix. He's the Deputy Water Services Director. He shared these slides, so we just want to let him know that we appreciate it. So where does Phoenix water come from? This chart breaks it down. We get 40% from the Colorado River, 2% from groundwater, and 58% from the Salt and Verde rivers. Why the management? The one thing about Phoenix, and one reason that it's going to be in the news more than any other area, is in 1980, Arizona was the first state in the nation to pass a groundwater management law. So Phoenix is really on top of it. State of Arizona is on top of it. And what they're looking to manage is groundwater users and limitations, leakage rates from utilities, meaning the city of Phoenix pipes leaking or any other municipality. And remember, in this video, everyone, we're talking about the city of Phoenix only, not the greater Phoenix area, not Scottsdale, not Paradise Valley, none of the other cities. The other thing is residential subdivisions. They need to demonstrate that they have 100 years worth of groundwater before they can start construction. Now, what is the 100 years of groundwater before construction, and how is it broken down? There's two different ways. Number one, you have to prove that you have the 100 years of water by being part of a designated supplier. In other words, if you're doing a development and you're connected to the city of Phoenix water, then they give you the approval. If you're out in what's called a certificate area, where there's no municipalities that run water to that area, that's the problem that we're having right now. Those are the areas that you've seen in the news that are running out of water. There's a community outside of Scottsdale that was like this. They were certified years ago that they had 100 years of groundwater. The problem is they ran out, and there's no municipalities close to them that can bring them water, so they have to truck it into the homes. And there's a lot of homes in the Rio Verde area that have their own water storage tanks. It used to be supplied by Scottsdale, then they went through some grievances with it. I don't know the final outcome as of today. But in the meantime, they're going to truck in water. Eventually, someone is going to run pipes to the area so that they can have water. The bottom line is, for any new development that's in a certificate area, it's going to be very difficult to get approval for water if you're not hooked up to one of the designated providers like the city of Phoenix, Scottsdale, so on and so forth. The Colorado River, I'm not going to go into my points on climate change. I'm just going to give you what he had to say. We have two major reservoirs for the Phoenix area, Lake Mead and Lake Powell, and they're at historic lows. They say it's temperature, not precipitation, that's driving the decline. If the reservoirs drop to a dead pool level, it means they're not physically possible to move the water downstream. That's the big concern. Phoenix has its own drought management plan. It has 4 stages. The first stage is when they think that something could happen. The second stage is when something actually happens. The third stage is an emergency, when they have to put on restrictions. And the fourth stage, they're going to take major action implemented to protect health and safety. Now, they've never had to do a stage 4 ever in Phoenix, from what he was telling us. So what about the demand? Where is the demand coming from? And has our demand changed over time? So this chart blew everybody's mind. It starts out in 1990 and goes to 2021. The blue, it shows the population increase over time, which you can see it's gone up substantially. And our water usage is on this green line, and you can see right here in 1996, our water usage hit its maximum amount, and it's gone down substantially ever since. You can see down here, we're almost near all-time lows on water usage in the greater Phoenix area. I was also in a meeting with some people from the city of Scottsdale. They told us that their water usage is no worse than it was in 1960. So where's it all going and what's the concern? Primarily, it's in residential. You can see residential is the biggest portion of the pie. Then you have commercial and landscape meters. Breaking it down even further, single family outdoor is the biggest user of water. And that's where you have the most problems with leakage and other things. Single family indoor, multifamily, commercial, landscape meters. So this just shows you how grass affects water usage. This is just one little section of Phoenix. You can see back in 2007 in the green, that's between 16 and 36% of the properties had grass. Now in 2015 in the brown, that's for between 0 and 7% of the properties having grass. That's one thing that they're really trying to cut back on is grass, because when you have grass in the desert, you have to water it, and we have winter grass and summer grass. What's the plans for the future? Sustainability. So what they're looking at, even though residential is the largest user of water, they're putting in new plans for people that are big water users. If you're greater than 250,000 gallons per day, you have to get a certificate of approval on the water conservation plan. If you're greater than 500,000 per day, you must obtain approval of water conservation plans. Demonstrate 30% of the water consumed on the site comes from recycled sources, and it has to fit within the city of Phoenix's resource limitations. He did mention that we don't have any businesses in this category. So annexation has been important over the years as Phoenix continued to grow. As of right now, they're not annexing any new plans into the Phoenix water structure or any new development in the expansion of Phoenix. Standard stipulations for rezoning. These are some important points. Third-party water efficiency certifications are going to be utilized. Utilization of drought-tolerant or native landscaping. Restrictions on the utilization of turf. And the reason they're doing that is because they started putting turf in a lot of big commercial properties like schools. It heats up so much in the summer that they were using water to cool it back down. So turf isn't necessarily the answer in Arizona. Outdoor irrigation and efficiency standards, green infrastructure for surface parking lots, streets, and sidewalks, participation in the city's efficiency checkup program, limitations on the number and size of swimming pools. He did mention that swimming pools are not a concern. The reason being, people can't overwater their pool, but they can overwater their yard. Design standard for wet cooling systems and preservation of natural open spaces that are actually not buildings that create a lot of heat. So the staff will continue to propose updates to the zoning ordinances pertaining to landscaping, open space, outdoor irrigation, and low impact development provisions. Building codes including water efficiency standards, participation in third-party water efficiency certifications, design standards for wet cooling systems, drainage design for low impact development provisions. So what can you do to help? Step one, they're asking for people to water no more than twice per week. Water deeply and slowly versus putting on a lot of water over a short period of time, and water at night to avoid evaporation. Step two, check for leaks at least 4 times per year. Number one cause of water problems. Turn off your landscaping and irrigation system as soon as you find a leak and get someone out there to fix it as soon as possible. Step 3, commit to using energy efficient appliances, which most all of the new appliances are more energy efficient than ever before. You can always check for local rebates with your city. Phoenix is in the works of doing some rebates. They just don't have the program completed yet. Again, if you want to do more, there's a lot of resources. You can text when to water to 33222 for monthly reminders on how to water your landscaping. They also ask for you to do more by planting more desert landscaping in your yard. You can save as much as 55 gallons per square foot each year by taking out grass. Don't overwater your desert. Desert plants are adapted and need very little water to survive. Install smart devices. Smart irrigation controllers and leak detectors would be helpful. They also have what they call the Water Wrangler group, which goes around and educates communities. You can sign up at phoenix.gov/water wranglers. You can reach out by email at conservation@phoenix.gov, or you can call 602-261-8367. They have all their social media, or you can go to their YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/City of Phoenix AZ. Thanks for watching again today. Comment down below if you have any comments on the watering systems, pools, anything else. Share this video with your friends and neighbors so they know what's going on in the Phoenix market, because water is a big deal to everyone. Thanks for watching and have a great day.